Colleges and universities across Minnesota are trying to figure out how to manage student learning and campus life during COVID-19. But the pandemic is also exacerbating challenges that have been plaguing higher education for some time. This week, I spoke with the chair of the Senate Higher Education Committee, Paul Anderson.
Last week, the Senate Higher Education Committee met to hear from leaders from Augsburg, Min State, and the University of Minnesota on COVID-19 preparedness plans. This week, we're hearing reporting from all over the country about outbreaks and quarantines. In fact, Winona State just announced a self-quarantine of 2 weeks. Do Minnesota's colleges and universities have good COVID-19 plans in place?
Well, thanks for having me back, Shannon. I do believe we do have good plans here in Minnesota. That was the reason why we wanted to have the hearing last week and heard from President Gabel, Chancellor Malhotra, and the presidents of the private colleges. It's really important. A lot of work has gone into this. Last March, all of the colleges and universities got thrown into COVID and had to have massive disruption, sending students home quickly, and did distant learning. And they've had time to prepare, but we don't know what the outbreak is going to be like. And so what I was assured through many of those conversations was the fact that the experts are being consulted. They're watching what's going on around the country, but really you can't really respond until it impacts your campus. So the situation at Winona State or these different campuses, the university's delay in how they're preparing for the new year, these are things that have to take place. And I am confident that the right people are in place and they're doing the process they need to do.
Well, so to build on that for just a moment, because Minnesota Public Radio reported that people in their 20s, the majority of college-age students, that age bracket is the highest number of confirmed COVID-19 cases, 19,000 since the pandemic began. So it's almost 20%. And people in that age range congregate, and so the virus spreads easily. They don't get as sick, but they can spread it. Is having college kids on campus wise?
Yeah, I think this is going to continue to be the debate. I think when you ask 18 to 22-year-olds who are ready to go back to school, ready to see their friends, ready to get back to class, to stay in their rooms and quarantine, this is going to be a recipe for disaster. And I hope that the students can be responsible and understand the dynamics of what's at stake. At the same time, again, these are 18 to 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds primarily, as you said, that are back in the school setting. They need to be on campus. And so however this is addressed and it's continued to take the process, I think the schools will do the right things. At some point, if there's mass outbreaks, the schools will have to make decisions on whether or not they send them home. But I do believe the best place for the students are on campus, trying to do the best they can.
So you mentioned this earlier, the University of Minnesota Twin Cities campus plans for reopening, which I think is a relatively novel approach. The students who live on campus are essentially quarantining. The semester is beginning with all online material, and then assuming, metrics are met, they will lessen restrictions and resume more of a traditional college experience until Thanksgiving, when they will go back to completely online. So a lot of online instruction, and there's this sort of idea that online instruction costs less than in-person instruction. Should tuition be adjusted to reflect that? Should online instruction cost the same as in-person instruction?
Well, this is a great debate, and we had it in the Senate Higher Education hearing back in 2019 at extensive levels. I am a firm believer that the world of higher education needs to, even prior to COVID, needs to transform itself into more of an online learning experience. It would save significant costs with regards to bricks and mortars and personnel. Now, there's some great debate within higher education, and the costs don't match up with in-person classes. So again, pre-COVID, we had this great debate with our systems that said you need to have parity when it comes to cost of classes. So people were paying for classes and paying actually more for online classes as opposed to in-person. This is something that needs to be worked out. I think the more time we experience and evolve into this new world, the new normal of higher education post-COVID, you're going to see some cost reductions from a marketplace perspective. And students aren't going to pay more for online experience. They're not going to pay for institutions that pay outrageous higher prices. So this is a chance for the higher education institution to reset itself to the marketplace. And I do think that there's some wonderful institutions, but they need to figure out the cost structure, and it can't be blamed on a broken marketplace. Something I hear oftentimes, well, it's the marketplace of higher education. No, it's a broken marketplace. And as important as it is to our workforce going forward, we have to figure this out, and we have to make it more affordable and accessible. And online is one way we can do that.
And finally, this could very well be our last Capitol Report conversation because you were leaving the Senate. So I would like your take on an article that I read this week in The Nation. It's by Daniel Bessner, and it's called House of Cards, Can the American University Be Saved? He writes about some of the problems that we've discussed over the years, but one thing that we haven't touched on is the hollowing out of the academic workforce. The fact that colleges and universities are replacing their full-time tenured faculty with contingent faculty. Mm-hmm. And yet tuition continues to rise. What are students paying for, and does higher education, you kind of already said it, but in what way do we overhaul, and how does that affect faculty?
Well, first, it makes me sad that this might be our my last appearance on Capitol Report. So thank you for having me, and I have enjoyed our discussions, especially when it comes to higher education. We've also had conversations on workforce development, and this all pairs together, Shannon. When we talk about what Minnesota needs, what our country needs, what our community needs for the workforce of today and tomorrow, it is changing rapidly. And so higher education institutions that are built for 4-year degrees that go through, different expertise is not as needed today as it was 10, 20, 30 years ago. So the institution itself, the industry of higher education, has to continue to recreate its marketplace. And I do believe those 2-year institutions that are really focused on skilled trades, you think of all the artificial intelligence, you think of all the different changes that are in manufacturing or healthcare or IT, it's all changing rapidly. And so what used to be a 4-year degree, and we're still gonna need the 4-year degrees, we're gonna need the master's degrees and doctorates and JDs, we are going to need much more certification, qualifications, 2-year degrees where people can get trained up, and also think about the industries that may collapse with regards to whatever conditions. We're seeing some things happen here with COVID where people can get retrained because they are significantly skilled. They just need to get in and get those qualifications and get that next job. So again, I really hope what was cracks, or maybe even more than cracks, in higher education prior to COVID have now been craters. We have a looming deficit that we've talked about previously that is going to hit the higher education systems very hard. They need to do some massive lifting, some massive changes, and readjust to the marketplace and the students of today and tomorrow so they can afford it, and they can get trained, and they can become consumers, and they can be producers, and they can live the American dream for us for generations to come.
Senator Paul Anderson, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Shannon.